Right, so I'm going to put everyone out of the misery as to what this problem is with this STE. Got the normal problem sims, and I'll just show everyone. This fails exactly the normal way. So what we'll do, we'll change the shifter. This is a 1712, which I've already documented has problems with the video, but when the problems are obviously severe enough, it actually starts causing RAM problems as well. So we'll pop him in. I'll just make sure we're not going to be fooled. Some freezer spray on the combo again. See, it passes absolutely fine. I'll even try it again. I doubt we can get to desktop as well, but there's no, I don't think there's a floppy in the drive, so it might take a second. Busy bee. Yeah, no problem getting to the desktop. So just to prove this wasn't just a simple case of a bad socket, would help if I could actually see what I was doing. Oh, missed it. Stupid things. Nobody saw that. Right, where's the other chip gone? So we'll put the 1712 back in. I'll make sure we're not being fooled. Anti-fool spray. And we'll turn on. And the problem has exactly returned to how it was before. So I'm not sure how widespread, as I said on the forum probably a year or two ago, about the 1712 shifter causing problems with some STE boards. This one has these 3 chips soldered on the board. The motherboard revision before this had that chip bodged on. Now there seems to be a crossover as to when Atari stopped using the 588 shifter, somewhere around this revision, but not all motherboards with the 1712 shifter do actually have this problem. But the problem is, because the tolerances are all over the place on these machines anyway, I think it's just basically pot luck if you're going to have problems with the 1712 shifter. I know other people have had problems with them, but they haven't actually had RAM problems but I know a couple of people that have had problems. I've put the 588 shifter in and the problems have gone away. So I think if anyone has weird RAM problems or weird glitchy graphics or anything, then as I said on the forum on the previous thread, it's better to go with the 588 shifter. But also this is what this little board does, because the only timing that I can easily see between the two different shifter versions is the 16 megahertz output. It's slightly different on the 1712 than the 588, so what this board does, it adds a few nanoseconds delay onto the 1712, so effectively makes it a 588. I've deliberately basically disabled this to actually prove the point of what happens. I've got a little preset on there which is rather mangled, but I've already demonstrated this board in another thread on the forum, that if I alter the timings just a little bit, it'll all start working perfectly. It sort of emulates what the 588 shifter is doing. So welcome to the world of Atari. Okay, so back to the SDE RAM problems. These are the sims which I've basically been using the entire time, the 80 nanosecond ones. And just to recap, these error completely as I did before. So I sent a plea out for some slower sims just to try them out. So thanks to Trode on the forum, I now have a set of 120 nanosecond sims. So we'll put them in and see what happens with those. Not completely the same set, but they are all 120 nanosecond, which I think could be good enough just for these tests I'm doing. So interestingly, these ones actually work better than the 80 nanosecond sims, but the 70 nanosecond sims which I was using, which seemed to work fine, well, obviously that they work fine, so this problem cannot be related to the speed of the sims. But we'll just double check. We'll put some freezer spray on there. No difference at all. So it doesn't really make much sense that 70 nanosecond works, 80 nanosecond doesn't, but then 120 nanosecond does. So while it doesn't seem to be related to the speed of the sims, there must be some other factor, possibly down to some other timings, or just down to how much current it draws off the power rails. It could literally be anything, but there is a fix for this which I will go over shortly. Right, so I've got the problematic sims back in again. I've moved the power supply out of the way. I've got the 1712 problematic shifter, and just to show the problem for the millionth time, I'll confirm that it has all RAM errors and the video shaking all over the place. Sometimes the video bit planes will go completely out and it will turn yellow and go completely nuts. Doesn't always do the video problem as such though. No, the bit planes aren't going to mess up, but it's probably been shown in another video anyway. So the little board I did to solve the video problems also solves the RAM problems. Now I cannot remember which way to turn the pot, so I'll just try it counterclockwise. I think I've probably turned that the wrong way and made it worse, so maybe it was the other way. Let's try it that way, clockwise. So the video is not shaking at least. And now the RAM problem, coincidentally, has now been solved, as well as all the weird video problems. And just to prove finally one more time that we're not being fooled, we'll put some freezer spray on there, because as said in another video, when the board heats up the problems tend to start drifting away, so we'll cool it down just to make sure we're not being fooled. And again, this will pass absolutely fine. So it's a bit of a complicated problem overall, but the 1712 shifter is pot luck if you're going to have video problems. More severe problems are going to be RAM issues, but RAM issues are also dependent, it seems, on the brand of RAM used as well. So this is quite a complex problem overall, because you could have a problematic shifter and it may or may not work with your RAM, or you could have a problematic shifter and it may or may not work with any particular motherboard. It's just, I just don't think it's possible to work out all the angles to this problem. But if anything, it repeatedly shows that the 1712 shifter could possibly have video problems, and it could possibly have problems with different brands of RAM. And this little board changes the timings so it matches the 588 shifter, I think it was, I've forgotten the number. Yep, 588 shifter. I've not seen any problems with this shifter at all, with any sorts of RAM or video problems. And again, what this little board does, it changes the timings a little bit of the 1712 so it more matches the original shifter, and this little board seems to solve all the weird video glitches, all the weird problems with the RAM. It just solves it fine. So this basically rules out again that it is not a problem with the sockets, because if there's a problem with the sockets, altering that pot would not make any difference at all. And just one final time, you can switch it on and the memory problems will just go away. Yeah, this is going to pass fine. So if I actually altered my preset to what it was originally, then I would start getting RAM problems, and if the timing is out even more, as shown, it would just bomb out and it would just not even try to start up. So thanks for everyone watching this video. Hopefully some people have learnt something from it and found something useful. Until next time, bye now.